Are you placing conditions on your joy and happiness? Let me give you some examples. Sometimes we tell ourselves, until I get this particular job, I'm not going to be happy. Or, until I make this amount of money, I'm not going to be happy. Or I have this amount of money in my, checking account or savings account. Until I have this particular house with these things inside that house and this particular car parked outside the house or within the garage, I won't be happy. And no, that's not true. Those are lies. Common ones with the body. Until my body is a particular way, I'm not going to be happy. And that's not true. Around love and relationships, until I have that particular relationship, especially a romantic relationship, I'm just not going to be happy. I'm not going to be fulfilled. That's not true. And so we do this to ourselves. We really put our happiness we shove it off into the future, and it seems impossible, like we're just never going to get there. And that can kind of be depressing. And we're really kind of putting joy outside of ourselves. And yeah, when you say you get the car that you've been wanting, you're going to experience some joy from that, but it's fleeting, it's temporary. It's not kind of that everlasting joy that's kind of within you. And we're starting to see this more and more now with people coming out and saying, especially, celebrities, that come out and say, fame, it's not necessarily the answer, when you finally have all those things that you've been wanting, so to speak, and then they end up surprised that, wow, I don't feel fulfilled. I feel really kind of almost empty or shallow because they've, again, probably started with the notion that my joy is out there. I need to go get it. Again, it's outside themselves. It's somewhere in the future, and they need to play this catch-up game, so to speak. And when some people are successful at this catch-up game, so to speak, and they get all those things, and they realize that's a harsh reality to kind of wake up to and go, oh, wait a second, all these things, it's not really bringing that joy that I was really hoping for. And sometimes those type of people can find themselves in really low places, may even hit rock bottom. And that's actually not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes that's where you might need to get to so that you can kind of start to turn somewhere else. So if the answer is not somewhere in the world, if the joy is not somewhere in the future or separate from themselves out in the world, that's temporary. And if they start to kind of turn their attention inwards, essentially to spirit, and then it becomes this game or this journey of discovering kind of who they are, and they're going on this healing journey and waking up more and more to the truth that they're spirit and that their answers aren't out there. Basically everything that they've been wanting and needing, and that especially the joy and the happiness has been within themselves the entire time. It's just there's been so many lies and illusions that they've been kind of caught in. I may have talked about this before, but it's kind of like when I talk about these lies, these illusions, these images in our mind, it's very similar. You can think of, say someone's having a nightmare, and a nightmare is basically kind of an image in their mind. And when you wake up from a nightmare in your bed, you go, oh, thank God, that was just a nightmare. You're waking up from that nightmare. And that's what we need to start doing with these images and illusions in our mind. We need to snap out of it and wake up and, oh, wait a second. All right, that wasn't real. That wasn't real. That was a lie. That's an illusion. And you're just becoming more conscious, more aware of yourself and spirit and your truth and your answers, your information as a soul. And that's a challenging journey. It is. It's not this perfect thing or perfect process, but ultimately that's kind of the journey to the greater sense of joy and fulfillment that's always there, because it's within you and it's everlasting. It's not in the world, in this temporary world. So this is something to take a look at, are these conditions that you're placing on your inner joy and your happiness that's always there. And just taking a look at that. Some of the ones that I mentioned you probably can relate to. Maybe you can just listening or watching this video, you start to go, oh wait, here's a condition that I have. And making the conscious choice that, oh, that's not true. Oh, okay. And starting to drop that.